All right, we're back in the house, y'all. You know how we do. This is the Fryar Place. I'm Irving Fryar, your host. This is the place where the conversation is fire. I got my dude on today. We just gonna clown, all right? There's gonna be no structure to the show today. We're just gonna clown and have fun. Most of what you see on the Fryar Place, he had something to do with. But before we get to him, we got some bills we have to pay. I see there are a few of you who have joined us already. You've been waiting, for the Fryar Place. Listen, the first Saturday of the month in December, December 7th. Now, let me just back up. Next Friday, we're going to be live in the studio. I'm actually going to be in Georgia. So next Friday, I want you to be prepared because next Friday is actually the day after Thanksgiving. So next Friday is considered to be Black Friday. Woo! So there's some different trails I can take with that name given to that day. So I'm going to give you a few Black history moments that took place on that day. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about your Thanksgiving, what you did for Thanksgiving. It's just going to be me talking to y'all, the subscribers, the viewers. And then we're going to talk about what you bought on Black Friday. What kind of money you spent on Black Friday. But it'll be me next week in studio talking about Black Friday. Then the following week, which is the first week of the month in December. I see you, Florence. The first week of December, December 7th, which will be Saturday, will be live at the Cigar Code, live audience, live guest. My guest will be none other than Philadelphia Eagle Hall of Famer Trey Thomas. Yes, offensive tackle, one of my former teammates. It's going to be a conversation that's fire. You do not want to miss that. So y'all hang in there with us. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. Kevin Cox, I see you, my brother. What's going on? Shout out to you. Yeah. But listen, before I bring my guest in, we got to pay a couple of bills. All right. Y'all check this out.
Are you planning a special trip or a night out? Don't bother with the hassle of driving, parking, and traffic. Just call Ed Smooth Transport. One-way or round trips available. We will take you there, and we will also pick you up. Enjoy a night on the town with Ed Smooth Transport. Call us 609-471-2653 or 609-314-6619. Visit our website to take advantage of our monthly specials at www.smooftransport.com. Ed Smooth Transport, where experience meets comfort.
In Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, there's a slightly slower pace of living. That's also where you'll find the home of Stoltz Fish Structures, where quality, integrity, and world-class customer service are more than just a way to do business. It's a way of life. From our humble beginning over 40 years ago in a small building, to the modern 65,000 square foot facility of today, we've remained at the forefront of our industry. Everything from gazebos and sheds to garages and pergolas, and everything in between.
We're back. I see my guest. He's looking like, how he get sponsors like that? He got a sponsor for transportation and a sponsor out in the Amish country. Yeah. That's what I do. Y'all come on in the room. Announce yourself, please. Say hi. Say something, but please throw something in the chat so I know that you're here, so that I can acknowledge you. And yes, by the way, Stollfish Structures, if you anything that you purchase via Stollfish Structures, if you mention the Fryar Place or you mention Irving Fryar or you mention anything about this podcast, you get 10% off. Yep, you can find them on mysheds.com. mysheds.com. Well, my guest tonight, wow, what can I say about him? He's a friend of mine. All right, he's a friend of mine. I asked him to be on today. He has a lot to do. When you look at the Fryar Place, you see the intro and you see the overlays, what's going on behind the scenes. When you watch when you see me on Thursday or Friday, it'll be tonight when I'm doing Birds Insight with Irving on Instagram. We do that right. I'm gonna do that right after this show tonight. The overlays and the whole setup. This is the cat that did that. The music that comes on, it says Irving is giving his opinion or giving the truth, whatever it says. I don't know what it says. But this is the cat who did all of that. Anytime I call on him, he's there. And this is what he does. And he's just a good friend of mine. He's going to give us a lot of insight on what he does and what he's involved in right now. But y'all, let me introduce to you Mr. James Hicks is in the house.
Come on,
what's going on, brother?
Come on with it. I get applause too. Oh shoot, mama, we done made it, guys. First of all, hold on. First of all, I need to get in touch with Ed Smooth so I can make sure I have transportation. Does he cover New Orleans? When I get to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna need some Ed Smooth.
We both gonna need some Ed Smooth at the Super Bowl. I can talk to him, see if he's out there in California. I don't know if he's out there in California. Man, y'all going through some cyclone stuff going on out there right now. Yeah. What's happening, man? Y'all gonna fall off the edge of the earth or what? Fall off the edge of the United States?
They calling it a bomb cyclone, and it's been raining, and the Lord is talking, y'all. Listen, Lord, if you ain't right, you better think about getting right, because right now, hey, but check this. Here's the funny thing. Well, I don't know what's funny. My pool dude come on Friday.
Who?
And my pool guy.
Oh, your pool guy. You got a pool, man? Listen, I want to talk to you. Just hold that thought. Hold that thought, man, because these people need to know what you do, because I know, first of all, you're living in California right now, correct?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's expensive to live in California, man.
Hold on. Don't get in my business now. Hold on.
But it's expensive. That's not your business. That's just the way it is out there. It's crazy. I mean, it's almost like it's New York crazy, where you get very little for you got to spend a whole lot of money to get very little. And you got a pool? Jack, what you doing? What kind of,
all right. Okay. So
how you shaking the trees, man? You shaking the trees.
I married well. I'm married well. My wife is the rock. So I do what I do, but my wife is the one.
Okay.
She keep us on the straight and narrow, because especially when I'm not gonna get myself in trouble.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
It's expensive out here. California, New York, highest cost of living in the country. But we did okay. We doing okay. We're doing all right.
All right. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine.
Hey, when you come to California, I give you the code to the front door. I give you the code. You don't have no keys, right? We got security codes.
I'm scared to spend any significant. I mean, I played some games in California. I mean, because I didn't have a choice, had to go and play. But man, I would never spend any significant amount of time, because I'm scared. And I'm not supposed to be scared of anything, because God has not given us a spirit of fear, but I'm still scared. I fear earthquakes. Here on the East Coast, we have tornadoes, we have snowstorms, we have stuff like that, but they can project that stuff coming. Yeah. Earthquakes, you can't, it just happens. And before you know it, you're in the middle of it, and you just got to hold on for your life if it's severe. I've always been afraid of an earthquake taking place when I'm in California. So when I go to California, the times I've been there, I'm only there for like a day and a half, and I'm out.
And then you out?
Yeah, I'm out.
I will say this, and that's valid, right? So I'm military dependent. My dad was in the Air Force for almost 30 years. So I've been East Coast, West Coast, all over the globe as well. And I've lived here in California for a while and have lived through a couple of earthquakes. Mm-hmm. I was working not too far when Loma Prieta hit.
Oof. What was that? What was that on the Richter scale?
That was probably, I don't know. I see my man, Mr. Cox, in the room here. He may remember too, 7, 8 or something on the Richter scale, right? So that happened down in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco area. And I was up in Fairfield, which was about 2 hours away. And we felt it where I was. Wow. And you're right. When the ground starts moving.
I ain't doing that, man.
Right.
I'm not doing that,
earthquakes are real short too anyway. They're only
short.
5 to 10 seconds, but it feels like, again, when the ground gets to moving, and it's a trip. I've lived through typhoons and hurricanes and lightning storms on the East Coast too, but a good sized earthquake hit. Yeah, that's true. Again,
Kevin,
make sure your
Kevin
stuff
Cox,
is right.
that's what Kevin Cox says. He said, I've been in a couple minor earthquakes. The tornado and blizzard stuff is more scary. No, it's not. No, it's not. I disagree with you, Kevin Cox. Tornadoes and blizzards are not more scary. You know why? Because you know they're coming.
Disagree.
If you decide to stay there and you know it's going to be bad, then that's on you. You scare yourself. You do it to yourself. Earthquakes are scary because they just happen. You don't know when they're going to happen. They just happen. All of a sudden, the ground starts moving and opening up underneath you, and folks start falling in, the cars start falling in, buildings start falling down. Where you going to go? What you going to do?
Come on through. Listen, come visit. Don't worry.
Man,
it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Don't worry about it. If California fall off, then, you know,
you
Nevada
come to New
will be
Jersey.
some...
I ain't coming to California not to visit. I'm coming for an event or something, but I'm not coming to stay for a while. Listen, y'all.
Just make sure your insurance is up.
This brother right here, I can't say enough positive things about this brother right here in terms of what I do and how I'm able to present myself virtually and on my YouTube channel and when I do things on social media. This cat right here knows what he's doing. A lot of what you see with regards to what I'm putting out there, he's had his fingerprint on it. It's got his fingerprint on it. So I'm very, very grateful to him. He knows what he's doing. Now, he's a friend of mine, and I asked him to come on the show. And I also asked him to give me a bio of himself because I know him, and we became partners and friends and acquaintances over the last, what has it been, about maybe a year now, year and a half now?
Yeah, before the gray hair.
Before who's gray hair? No, I had gray hair when I met you, bro. Actually, if it wasn't for COVID, we never would have met.
Probably.
Met.
I think it would have happened eventually, but during that time is when we kind of started finding an extended family.
You were partners. You became partners or friends and acquaintances with Keith Pelzer.
Yes.
And I met you through Keith. And Keith said, this cat's all right. I'm like, okay, he's all right with you, Keith. He's all right with me. But y'all, we're familiar with each other. I know this cat. I love him. So I asked him to send me a bio. Yeah. And listen to what he sent me.
See, there he go again.
I'm like, really? Did you really just me, man. Did he really just? We're gonna go through this tonight, and we're gonna talk. So the first sentence in his bio says, engineering technologist driven by discovery and focused on purpose. What in H-E hockey? H-E-double hockey sticks. What does that mean? I know focus. Driven and focused are in capital letters. The whole word. Engineering technologist driven by discovery and focused on purpose. What the hell does that mean?
Ooh, that mean he a bad. Listen, y'all better Google him. Hey. Don't look at the first page though. Go to the second page because the first page of Google, James Hicks is a murderer. So I'm just hit your boy up on page 2. But that's what we do.
That's a different James Hicks though, ain't it?
Yeah. Just make sure that if we're doing resumes and we're looking at future, past, and future, just make sure you go to page 2 for me.
Look,
that's
DJ,
on a day-to-day basis though. I've made up that term. You won't find that term on anybody else's resume, but that's what I do. Engineering and technology. So I call myself an engineering technologist.
So what, again, look, DJ Strick is on. He said, this is awesome. What's up, Strick, man? Long time no talk to, bro. Thanks for joining us tonight. You must have this streaming through your platform. Do you have this streaming through your platform?
No, I told folks, well, you didn't give me the code so we could pair it so I could throw it on my,
What code do you need? What code?
See, we're having squirrel moments now. We're going back and forth. All I did was I put it out there on IG and Facebook. I put it out there, and I put it out there on Twitter. I'll never call it X. It's still Twitter to me. I told folks I was going to be on with you.
Okay,
I told them
what code do you need? Do you need like my Facebook code? I mean my YouTube code?
Do you use Restream as well? No, you don't use Restream. That's right.
I don't need Restream now because Ecamm is awesome like that.
See, that goes a little pitch for Ecamm.
Yeah. I used to use Restream until Ecamm upgraded their services, and now I can stream to multiple platforms. Listen, right now you and I are streaming to my YouTube channel, which is the Fryar Place. We're streaming
Yeah.
to my Facebook page,
Come
Irving
on.
Fryar, and we're also streaming to NetStream.
I ain't mad at that. Talk about NetStream. What is that? Is that the one on the TV?
Yeah, that's the one on the TV. It's my channel, or part of the group that I'm I'm a part of that group. And actually you can go, if you have an Apple, if you have an iPhone, you can download the NetStream app on your phone. KNET Stream. NetStream spelled with a K. KNET Stream. Download NetStream app on your phone, and then you can see all of the shows that I'm on. Fryar Place, Vetted, Wow, which is Wideout's World. All of those, when you hit the app and it opens up, you can see all of those channels. It's awesome, man. I'm a part of that.
I was a softball that I threw to you so you can do a quick promo for yourself. But what I was talking about.
Go ahead.
What I was talking about was restream pairs, and again, that would allow me to take the link without any credentials. I won't have to know your username or password, and I could share the live stream to my platforms as well. But
Okay, so
but
you
that's
didn't
all
tell
right.
me how to do that, man.
I did. I did.
No, you didn't.
Many years ago, I did.
Many years ago, I can't remember. I'm 62.
I know.
I can use that as an excuse. I'm 62. My wife does it all the time. She's a year behind me. She says I'm 61. I can't remember anything. So I have to tell her things 3-4 times for her to get it, because
Don't tell her the fifth time, because then you be kicked out. Listen, don't tell her one more. If I had to tell you one more again.
So yeah, you're going to have to tell me again, and I'm going to have you back on. So you're going to have to tell me how to do that, and what that entails and all, because I don't know nothing about that.
No worries.
But y'all listen, these are the conversations that James Hicks and I have. I'm like, okay, what do I do?
No, and as soon as you call, right, we just start bantering back and forth. It doesn't matter what it is, right? It take 10 minutes to get to whatever the topic is, but we go back and forth about whatever is happening that day, and then we finally get to the meat of the conversation.
Right,
What is
right.
that?
This is what we do. This is what we do.
Gotta have fun.
Kevin Cox says can't.
Ain't.
Strick said,
Come on.
"Oh, I see you, Strick. You're on my Facebook page." Well, listen, Strick, you know that we prefer people to go to our YouTube channel. So, Strick, I need you to go to the YouTube channel like Kevin Cox, the Fryar Place. Search the Fryar Place, Fryar. ER is a chicken. Don't search ER, Fryar. Search the Fryar Place and subscribe to the Fryar Place. I'm surprised you're not already subscribed to the Fryar Place, Strick. I'm a little bit disappointed in you. I love you. You the man. You are. You do great stuff, great content. Scott Teller's in the house. Florence Oakman is in the house. She's all the way out there in the state of Washington.
Well, see, she says the angels are watching over me. So I appreciate you, Angel. I appreciate you, Florence.
You're good to go. So you mentioned you're an Air Force dependent. Your daddy was,
Yes, sir.
Your father was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
What's that like, man? What was that like growing up? I mean, were you were always moving around to different parts of the country, different parts of the world, maybe? And how did that affect you as a young lad?
Oh Lord, we're gonna have that conversation because
of course,
man. All right, we're gonna go that deep because
these are conversations that are fire. Because guess what? Maybe there's somebody watching right now, or maybe there's somebody who will be watching this podcast or this show who is dealing with the same thing, or who is dealing with change, or who is dealing with instability, or feeling like their situation is unstable, and you're getting ready to bless them.
All right. So born in Michigan. Spent a very short time there, then went to our first base in California at Castle Air Force Base. That is also one of the bases that was shut down a few years ago. Then back and forth, Langley in Virginia, Spangdahlem in Germany, Kadena on Okinawa in Japan, then another base here, Travis Air Force Base in California. And what that did to me every year and a half, 2 years growing up, there's pros and cons to it. Right, so I never was able to get close to anybody. I wasn't really able to have what I call true friends or folks that were tight with, because again, we're moving back and forth all the time and not being able to gain those bonds. But kind of as I said, that second line of that bio that I sent you, I got more stamps in my passport than some folks will have their entire life. So I know what's going on, and I've seen and I've experienced those different cultures, those different environments at an early age, so I can appreciate what I have or what I don't have, and I can respect other folks' point of view. So I don't know if I'm more tolerant. I'm just more accepting. I'm more in tune with other folks' point of view, and less fast to criticize, but more open to hearing different points of view, and have those debates and have those conversations. Just because, again, I lived in Germany, I lived in Japan, I lived East Coast and West Coast completely different too. Now, come on now.
Oh
Once
yeah.
you once
You
you go
said
through
nothing.
those kinds of right. So just being
Yeah.
able to have those kinds of things. My extended family is still in the Virginia area, so still in Stafford, Richmond, Virginia, Georgetown, Maryland, all of those places. And I'm blessed to have both my parents still alive and still together, and they live here in California. My in-laws live here in California as well, so, and we're all really close in terms of location. So that's how it was growing up for me. It was pros and cons, but there was as I've aged, as I got a little seasoned, there are more pros. Come on, I'm seasoned, brother. We see the salt,
As you, them
right?
great, I'm going to say as them gray hairs started
You
coming
see the salt right there. But it was a good thing. I just never really got close to anyone, and I really keep what I call friends, family, and acquaintances. I have a real distinct line between friends, family, and acquaintances. A lot of acquaintances, handful of friends,
Right,
and then the
right,
family are the ones that the ride or dies for sure.
right, right. Well, we're in a season, or at least I am in a season in my life. You know, you mentioned your mom and you said your mom and your dad are still alive, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, my daddy passed away, probably like 10 years ago. I think it was maybe a little more than 10 years ago. He's been gone for a while now. But it's amazing how, we are people who our soul lives in a body, and at some point the body runs out, and our spirit goes on and continues to live. But the people, as we live, our voices speak loud. Our voices continue to speak. My dad continues to speak. I still hear his voice as clear as day in certain instances. And my mom was just in the hospital. Man, hospitals are crazy. You know that? She went into the hospital for
Yeah.
one thing, or went to the hospital for one thing. They ended up admitting her. And then she was worse when she came out of the hospital than she was when she went to the hospital. Crazy,
That's what
man.
nothing. Well, okay, we can get down to but that's true.
It's just because they're sticking her with needles, and they're waking
Yeah.
her up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're never not letting her sleep, and they're taking this test, they're taking that test, and they're giving her this medicine, they're giving her that medicine. And she ended up, when she left, I was more concerned about her when we left the hospital yesterday than I
Wow.
was when we went to the hospital. But now that she's back home, she's back to herself and feeling good. But
All right.
but yeah, I don't know why I started talking about that. I guess because it was on my mind. But
It's on your heart. It's on your
my
heart.
heart.
There you go.
But man, you have this, like you said, you have this calmness, this patience about you. Because I'll call you on 10. Most of the time when I call you, I'm on 10. Hicks, I need this done.
Mm-hmm.
And you never flutter, you never change. It's always the same. You stay the same. You listen to what I'm talking about. You get it done for me, and you send it over to me in a timely manner. But you have this levelness about you, if that's a word that I can use. You're level, and you don't get too high. I mean, I've been with you. We were at the Super Bowl last year. Same dude all the time. You don't get too high, and we was having a good time. So you could have got
Yeah.
high.
We could have gone all kind of ways.
we could have got high. We
Amen.
were having a great time, but you don't get too high, and I've never seen you low. Where does that come from, man? What do you attribute that to, and how do you maintain that?
Probably, and I appreciate that, man. I'm not gonna take that for granted. It's just easier than to try to come out and try to be somebody else.
Right.
I
Right.
I am me, and it's just easier to wake up and go out and do what I do and have conversations and meet folks and talk online and I spend a lot of time in front of stages as well.
Okay.
right? So in my professional world, I'm that engineering technologist, and I speak at a lot of conferences about real complex issues about technology and things of that. So being able to articulate complex terms and complex situations into not layman's terms and layman discussions, but
Mm-hmm.
being able to just have those conversations and not be a big I and a little you kind of thing.
Right.
That's just me, and I don't know if it's taught. I don't know if it's just innate in me as well. But that's just how it's much easier to be me and not pretend and put on airs, because then if I'm pretending, I'll forget. Right. If I'm trying to be somebody else, I'm gonna fake something and I'm gonna
Right.
say something
Right.
that's not true, and it's just not gonna be right. So it's just much better to walk through this journey
Mm-hmm.
and be me. And if I can help somebody, I can help somebody. Fine. If I can't help you, I'm gonna find someone that can work with you. But if I can be that listening ear, if I can be an assistant, I don't know all the answers. And I never want to know all the answers. But again, it's long answer short, it's just easier just to be level. I
Right.
also don't have any ulcers or anything, right? So I think that's it. The blood pressure is low, so I
Right.
maintain just that calmness,
Mm-hmm.
because there's already too much going on in the world that is irrelevant. That's a lot of noise, so I'm trying to block out the noise as well, what's going on, and just stay locked in on what's really important.
Okay. All right. Well,
Trying to stay trying to stay
when I call
focused,
you,
goddamn.
focus, yeah, you know that
Watch
means
yourself.
forget obstructive. What's this? What was my acronym for that? Forget obsessive, compulsive, useless stuff every day.
I might put that on the next T-shirt.
That's
I give
focus.
you 20% of the revenue. Too,
Forget
so I'm gonna put that on the next T-shirt.
obsessive, compulsive, useless stuff every day. You got, and that's order to stay focused. Focus means to forget obsessive, compulsive, useless stuff. But to stay focused with the ED, you got to do it every day.
Every day. There you go, brother. It's gonna be on the next T-shirt. I'll
can
let
use
you know
that.
when it's released.
I want more
Yeah,
money.
Black
I want
Friday
more money.
deal, just like you were talking about.
That's original, Doc. That's original. That I actually came up with that in the pulpit one day.
Okay.
I don't know why I was talking about focus, and boom, it came up. That's original. So that's mine. So yeah, you can send the check.
That means it was meant to be. I can send a check. And you said that real quick under the breath there. I'll make sure to hit that Venmo with you real quick. And, 20%, right here, right there.
Send a check.
So
What do you do? Tell the people what you do. What exactly you do, because I know you kind of changed. You've been an enterprise. I'm going to read some more of this bio
got some
that
big
he
words.
sent me, y'all.
This man got
He's
some
been
big
in
words.
enterprise technology. Been in enterprise technology over 35 years, working for companies like Hewlett Packard and Dell and Apple. Okay, talk about that. What were you doing for Hewlett? I'm sorry, Hewlett Packard and Dell and Apple. I know you're an Apple-stolic now. You're not a Dell guy.
Yeah, listen. I walk
You're not
around
an
with
HP
Apple
now.
gear all the time. I'm carrying the pencil. I don't leave home without it. Designing solutions.
Why do you prefer Apple over Dell and Hewlett Packard?
Why do I prefer Apple over PC? So that platform.
Yeah.
Oh, we can get in that. That could be a religious conversation, religious
Okay, let's
debate
go.
right there.
Let's go.
Mac versus PC, that kind of thing.
Because I'm always running into people. Even right now, my wife wants a PC for Christmas. She wants me to buy her her own private PC. She has a PC, but it's her job. She wants me to buy her PC for Christmas. And I'm like, why don't you get a Mac? I want a PC. And I talk to people all the time who prefer PCs over Mac. But I'm thinking to myself, I used to have a PC, but when I went to Mac, I never could go back. And I'm thinking to myself, if they would just try Apple, try the Mac, they would never go back. Boy, I just said a word
and
there.
it's not hard. What it is change. And I think people are resistant to change. The challenge with it is Apple is a controlled ecosystem. It's not a closed ecosystem. It's a controlled ecosystem. Every time you pick up an iPhone, it works the exact same way, regardless of who has it. Every time you start up your MacBook, every time you start up a studio, every time you start up an iPad, it looks and feels the exact same way. Now, a PC could be running, good Lord, Windows, I don't know, Windows 10, Windows NT, Windows 95, all these variants of operating systems, and it looks so different every single time. And then
Really?
you got patches you got to do. You got all of this administrative maintenance that you have to do around the PC ecosystem that takes away from the usability of it.
Oh,
The Mac
okay.
ecosystem being a controlled ecosystem really takes a lot of that stuff away from you. Again, it doesn't dumb down the experience. It just allows you to be more, I think, efficient with the technology. That's also a conversation for iOS versus Android,
Right.
right? The folks that like to
Same thing.
tinker
It's
and
the same thing. Yeah. Same thing.
100% customizable, go Android, right? And do that. But if there are more Android devices out there than there are iOS devices, period. Just that statement right there. There are more Android devices than there are iOS devices because Google has outsourced the licensing for the operating system. So you got Samsung and LG and Motorola and all these other companies making devices, but they're
Right.
different size screens. Not
Right.
everyone stays updated with the different versions of the Android OS. So
Right.
again, different experiences. Apple's the only one that makes the iPhone. They all look
Boom.
alike,
Boom. Boom.
right?
Boom. Yeah.
And a high percentage of folks are on the latest version because all the new features are coming out. So I can pick up your iPhone, I can pick up my mom's iPhone, and it will work the exact same way.
Right.
I would much rather not have to worry about updates and patches and bugs and stuff like that and just have that experience that I'm looking for with my devices. And they all talk to each other. Okay, right? I mean,
Right. That's what I
my,
love about it. That's what I
my
love about it.
phone talks to my desktop, talks to my
Yes.
laptop, talks to
Yes.
my tablet,
Yes.
and I can do the handoff from all of those different environments, messing
Right.
around with all. That's what and you get what you pay for. So you do pay a premium for that functionality and that capability. Nobody telling you have to do it, but again, if you want your consumer technology life to be more
On
seamless,
point. Yeah. On seamless. Yeah. On point.
come on over to the Apple side, y'all. Don't be scared. The water's warm over here. It's okay. Come on over.
It works. It works. It works. When I do
works.
something on my phone, it's on my iPad. It's on my computer. It's on my laptop. You can go whichever one you have, you can find what you need on it. It's I love it because of that. I didn't understand. You just taught me something about the ecosystem and all that kind of stuff.
Well, think about this too. When you want to have a conversation with someone who's not around, right? Who's far away from you, or whatever, and instead of just texting them, and even instead of calling them, by default, you say you want to FaceTime them. Every iPhone has FaceTime installed by default or automatically.
Right.
If you have to talk to someone on an Android side, well, okay, let me install Google Duo, or let me install WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I got to go install another app. I got to set it up. I got to make an account and all that. Nah. I just want to talk to Irv and show him where I'm at. Boom, let's FaceTime right quick. And it's done.
So Androids, they still have to download the Google app to do what we do as FaceTime.
Yeah, they use it's either Duo is the app
Well,
from
Duo's gone. It's called Google Me.
Oh, it
now.
is. I don't know.
It's called Google Me. It's called Google Me or something like that now. Let me see on my phone. I think it's called
they
Google
got
Me.
that, but WhatsApp is kind of the more common one on the Android side. And,
It's called
I'm not
Google Meet, not Google Meet.
Okay.
Google Meet. Duo changed to Google Meet. Because it's funny because if you had it downloaded on your phone, whenever they changed it, it automatically changed by itself. You didn't have to re-download it or anything. So I remember one day I was looking for Duo on my phone. I'm like, where's Duo at? I thought I had this thing downloaded. And I didn't know it had changed to Google Meet. So I had Google Meet on my phone, but it had changed from Duo. And the same people that I was contacting in Duo were in Google Meet, and it took me like a month and a half before I realized, okay, it's Google Meet, and it's already on my phone. So yeah,
and again, I'm not downplaying or talking bad about it because I've used them and I still use and in my field I need to know what they're all about. But again, I just
you need
efficiency
to know all of it.
and I just would rather again, I gave him 10 years. I gave him 10 years of my life behind the doors at Apple. So I am a member of the cult of Mac.
Oh,
That is what I am.
yeah, you caught now.
Yeah,
Look,
I can't get it.
Ashley Brooks says it's called Google Meets. I finally got it. You know I was going to
There
figure it
you
out,
go.
Ashley. My
We
goodness.
gonna figure it out.
Google
Appreciate you.
Meet. My sister said Hope Wiley's on right now. My sister is in town actually with my mother right now, and she said it's called Google Meet. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll figure it
Oh,
out.
they're gonna let you know. See,
Yeah.
your community is on point.
They like to correct me. That's all.
They just
like
gonna
to
make sure
correct me.
you're not backslide. They gonna make
Vincent
sure you're not
Capriati,
backslide.
shout out to you, bro. Billy Bell is in the house. Glad all is well. Missed you on WoW. Yeah, I wasn't on WoW this week, Billy Bell, because I was in the hospital with my mom. And I tried to come on my phone. We were doing it on the the YouTube platform. Mike was doing it from his computer, but they weren't able to get me on, so I wasn't on with Fred and Mike this week. But thanks for checking us out, bro. Appreciate you. Listen, what is it called? Hicks New Media. You started that in 2010.
2010.
Focusing. This. You got all these different terminologies, man. I'm like, what the heck is he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You should be a preacher. I meant to say this earlier. You should be a preacher. The reason you should be a preacher is because
My pastor brought that up to me before.
your pastor said that to you before.
My-
Because you have the gift of because as preachers, what we do is we take the Bible and we study the Bible and we explain the Bible to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what we do. We take the content and the context of Scripture, and we help to explain through interpretation to the people and paint the picture of what God is trying to tell us through the Scriptures. Well, Doc, you do that with me all the time because, like I said, when I call you, I'm trying to figure something out or I can't figure it out, and I wait and I wait and I wait till I can't, or till the last minute. Then I call you, and then you tell me, like you say, in layman's term, and I get it right away. And you only have to tell me once. Well, this is how you do it. It's this, this, and this. Oh, okay, boom, and I got it, and you have a gift to be able to do that, and I guess that's why you're successful in what you do in helping people be successful in the digital, the social media, those kinds of platforms.
I appreciate you. I've found a lane. I've found a lane, and I'm sticking with it. I'm just trying to be me, and not trying to boil the ocean, not trying to do too much. Right? Again, if I, you can copy that one down too. I say that a lot. But if I position myself as a subject matter expert, if I position myself as a technical advisor, then my due diligence is that I should know what it is that I'm talking about. If I'm telling you that I know 10% more than you, then let me not just tell you, but let me also show you. Mm-hmm. Right? As a consultant, it's my job to work myself out of a job, give you the tools after I leave such that you can do the thing yourself. So I have to articulate that. I have to write it down, I have to get on the whiteboard and draw it out. I have to do videos, do audio, do whatever it is to get you to the point to where you have that aha moment that I get it. Mm-hmm. And then my job is done. Boom, I can move on, or we can move on to another topic. But I think consciously knowing that part right there, that I'm not just here to hand you a document that say, go learn this, and then I move on, I collect a check and move on. No, I really am locked in and engaged and want folks to, again, have that aha moment where they learn something and they're 1%, 2% better than they were when we started. Mm-hmm. So. Mm-hmm.
Well, every time I talk to you, I'm 1%, 2% better.
Hey, Herb called. Hey, y'all, folks, listen. Herb called me. It's like it's like fourth and long or something. Like it's a some playoff game, and he got that energy. And I got to call the play, and I got to be like the coach. Then, man, come on now, here go the play, brother. We gonna run it. It's gonna go this way. man is hyped up like he gonna score that winning touchdown.
Yeah, because I have an idea when I'm calling you. I always have an idea. Keenan Harmon, what's going on, man? Shout out to you, brother. Ask him about. Okay, he said. Let me see if you can see this. I'm gonna put it up. On
screen. I see. He said
ask him about my brand. Brand new Google Pix 9 Pro, best Android ever in my opinion. What? Wait a
Truth.
minute. First of
No,
all,
no.
no,
You know
no, no,
what?
no,
Hold
no,
on.
no.
I'm gonna say
No,
truth.
wait. Let me say this before you say that. Hold your thought there, because Keenan, I'm married. I did their wedding. I performed the wedding between Keenan
Okay.
and his wife, and I did that. Was it 2 years ago? At out at the Raiders game. I believe the Eagles were out there playing the Raiders. They were in California. We were playing the Raiders. Yeah, I don't know if they played the Raiders. We were playing in California, and at a tailgate party, I did their wedding. Keenan, I didn't know that you were an Andronian. What's going on, man? Can you please convert? you gotta come to the apostolic side of the
Come on
world,
over.
bro.
Come on. But they do have the best Android device because it's from Google, so it's got stock Android on it. Doesn't have all the bloatware that Samsung and LG and some of the other brands
Right.
put on. So that phone that he's got is actually the best. If you're gonna go Android, go with a Pixel. I will
Okay,
say that.
so is it better than iPhone? Uh-oh, he's hesitating.
Is it better than iPhone? No, it's on par. Right
it's
there
on-
are pieces of that phone that do a little bit better than iPhone for certain things. Right, some of the camera functionality, it's got a much higher resolution camera straight out the gate, but
They've always had better cameras. Yeah,
they
they've always
have,
had-
right?
yeah.
But you can tweak and you can learn with applications and with some filters and with other stuff to do the Apple phones, the Apple cameras. So it's what is it, 6.5 dozen the other, whatever that saying is. But
six
you
of
don't know.
one,
See, you don't know. I don't
six
know.
of one, half dozen of the other. That's what it is. Six
I
of
can't
one,
get that one. I
half
can't get
dozen
that
of the
one.
other. That's what it is. It's both six.
Okay. Okay. I was
You
never
started
good
Hicks
at math.
Media. You started Hicks Media in 2010.
Yes.
You focus on digital publishing and technology consulting.
Yeah.
What the heck is digital?
What is
I
that?
know
What
what
is,
I know what digital publishing is. Just tell the
And the
people. So
words out of his
listen,
mouth?
and then I want you to tell the people who are watching right now and who will watch, so that if they need this kind of assistance, or if they need someone to help them with whatever it is they're trying to do in this digital publishing arena space, then they can contact you, man. Because you're listen, those of you who are watching right now, or like I said, who will be watching, this is the guy in the digital space, in the technological space, in the social media space. This is the dude right here. That's why, people say to me, "Oh, you're doing so well, and I see you out there and stuff being." This cat right here is the one who's helping me do what I do. Just because I don't talk to him every day, it's because I already asked him the question. He already gave me the answer, and I take off and run with it. And do my thing until I get to the next hurdle that I can't get over. Then I give him a shout and write him a check. And
Listen, let's be clear.
yeah, it ain't free, y'all. It ain't free. He doesn't charge me what he charges other folk, but he ain't free. I lie though. He has done me some favors. Don't get it twisted, y'all. He's the dude. But tell everybody what you do and where they can find you, man. Because I run into people all the time who are struggling, who are battling with getting started in this space, like what we're doing right now. They want to start a podcast. They have ideas. They have a voice. They have opinions. They have a way of doing things, and the information that they are spitting out to me is valid, and they want to get started, but for some reason they don't get started, or they're scared to get started, or they hesitate to get started. Talk about that.
That's tough, right? Because if you don't get out of your own way, you'll never do anything. And it's not just being an entrepreneur. It's not just being a business owner. It's in everything. A lot of time it's fear, and it's unwarranted fear. So in 2010, the digital publishing piece I have been and was big in the WordPress community. So blogging and writing and creating WordPress web pages and things of that. So I was huge in that. coding in HTML, coding in WordPress, and designing themes, designing plugins, and designing things of that nature. So helping people build their web pages. And then the technology consulting was, again, breaking down enterprise tech and talking it down to the consumer tech and having that conversation with everyday people and helping them understand value. Again, this little conversation we just now had about iOS versus Android, and just having those conversations. What is it that you're looking to do? And if you can't answer that question, I can't answer that question. So positioning the right questions to the prospect. What is it that you're trying to do as it relates to technology and to move you forward, to move your needle? Is, again, are you trying to reach a community? Are you trying to turn these lights on, press record, and have conversations with people? Are you trying to build a brand? Are you trying to build infrastructure? Whatever. You need to answer those questions, right? First, you need to have that plan, and then you need to have the goal of getting it done. So the plan of writing it down, and then be willing to put action into it to turn it into a goal. So I know my place from that perspective, and I normally will help people to understand what that is. But if you haven't taken the time to identify what it is that I'm trying to do, not just, I want to start a YouTube channel and I want to be big and I want to make all this money and I want to be YouTube partner program and I want to do this and that. That's not the conversation that I'm in. I'm not in it just for the bag. I'm not in it just to say, okay, we'll fire up your YouTube channel and a few social media accounts and go at it. Right. But how can you build a sustainable, platform, multi-generational, just different streams of revenue as well, right? So it's not just the YouTube part. It's merchandise. It's a consulting conversation. It's all of the other thing, doing remote production. If you do channels yourself, if you want to build, like Herb was saying, build overlays and build scenes and build transitions and do all of that stuff as well. Photo editing, video, right? There's so much that you can do, just, again, as it relates to me, at least from the technology side. So having those conversations with folks in terms of what is it they're trying to do, you got to answer that question for me. I can't answer that question for you, but we can have that initial dialogue, and then just starting putting plans in place and holding folks accountable to the plan, right? So I can't do it all. You got to put the skin in the game as well, and it's not just a financial piece. You got to put some time in. You got to see it break, and then we'll fix it, and then you understand why it broke, so you don't break it again next time. So there's a lot of ownership of the process in terms of how I engage with folks, and it works. It seems to work so far. Right.
No, it's working. It's working. I kind of did my thing a little bit different, when I first started out in the Fryar place, we're talking about trying to get a certain amount of subscribers so YouTube would start paying so we can monetize the Fryar place. But then, because of the space that I'm in, I am a former NFL wide receiver, having been an NFL player, I'm connected to certain people, and I have sports or football as an avenue vehicle that I can use to do my podcast, to create content with former players, particularly during the season. And there are people, sponsors, who will pay for that. So I stepped away from trying to get a certain amount of subscribers, even though I have enough to be monetized by YouTube. And I've gained sponsors, outside sponsors, who pay me, and to put their product, like Stofa Structures, like the transportation company.
Shouts out to Ed Smooth and Stofa Structures.
to air their commercials on my podcast. So it worked out different. And the thing about that is, it's cool because I laugh because every now and then I'll do something or say something or play something that I ain't supposed to do, and YouTube will flag me. But they can't shut me down. Why? Because I'm not monetized by them.
There you go. Great. And again, that's a conscious conversation, though, right there as well. Because again, a lot of new creators who log on to YouTube, because YouTube's the second biggest search engine on the planet, next to Google, both owned by the same company. So keep that in mind too, folks. But YouTube Partner Program is dope. It is. The checks come on the 21st of the month, just so y'all know. Yeah, just got paid yesterday. But But that should only be a small portion again of what you measure your success as. If you want to be
Right.
a content creator, if you want to be a digital entrepreneur, again, I talk about consulting, I talk about merchandising, I talk about building community. I'm doing all the different types of things, going out and working with brand relationships, going out and getting paid to speak at conferences, if that's what you want to do as well. Working, people seeing your work, seeing your catalog of content. That's
Mm-hmm.
where those brands reached out to you and say, "Hey, would you do a read for us, or can we give you a 30-second ad
Mm-hmm.
slot, and then
Mm-hmm.
you tell us what your rate sheet is, tell us how much it is, how many people are going to watch the show, you know what's going to be the impressions and all that, and you tell them the
Right.
number, and then here's how much it's going to cost."
Right.
Next thing you know, you got an invoice.
Yes. 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 And
Doesn't
that's
matter if you got one subscriber, if you got 100,000 subscribers, if you got a community and you got an audience and you got that catalog of content, somebody's watching, folks. Just
and
get
that's
that in
also
your head. Somebody's watching.
what Ashley was Ashley was said, "What's your Instagram, Mr. Hicks?"
Jay Hicks.
He is on Instagram. This is my dude, Ashley. Ashley helps me with some of my content creation when I'm doing my podcasts. I have her go out and she takes my cameras and does photos and does video and whatnot. The last post I put up, she was the one who did she did all the video and all the photos. So she's in that space where she's kind of trying to figure out which direction she's going to go in. I have a couple of people that constantly come to me that want to start, and I tell them, listen, just push the button, push the button and go.
That's it, man.
Don't necessarily have to get Ecamm. You can take your phone. Let me ask you this: what is your advice for someone who has a voice? Well, I mean, we all have a voice. Who has something that they want to share? How would you tell them to get started?
To not listen to the naysayers and the haters. Not listen to the folks who have quote unquote made it. Not listen to the folks who are out there already doing it again, because they are already light years or a few steps down the road than you, right? And that's it's going to be intimidating because you're going to try to mimic and mirror where they are now with where you are today. Have a plan, have a run of show, as we call it here in the industry. Have an understanding of what it is that you want to talk about. Understand structure for creating content. Know what it is: pre-show, intra-show, call to action, outro. Understand some basic concepts. But if you get online and you turn on these lights and you press record, and if you mess up, okay. No one wants to see you 100% perfect anyway, because that's not you, right? Be you. I when I'm on stage, I do this a lot. I call them the jazz hands. But I'm up there just animated and emoting and doing all the things. People want to see that realness. So heck, if these lights go out because again I'm having a bomb cyclone here in California, or if something happens on urban side or whatever the case may be, and we've had that happen on a few streams.
Yes.
But again, that's reality, and I think folks appreciate that because again, we're not staged. It's we do look for production value again. Irv knows, and his studio is the exact same way. I know where every exact thing is in this studio, and it's kind of nailed down to the degree. I know the hex code for the filter on my microphone, the color 20557B, right? So I know down to that degree. I'm not saying that any folks need to know all that, but have your idea of what it is that you want to talk about, right? Put together some structure, understand what a runner show looks like, understand what production value looks like, get proper equipment. You've already got proper equipment, so you don't have to go out and buy all this stuff because you've already got
your
$1,000.
Right. I was going to say, what if they don't have the
gear?
What if they don't have the SM7B like you and I have? What if they don't have the the Godox lights or the Stream Deck and Ecamm and all of that?
Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way because you already got the gear. You already got the gear.
Yeah.
So just do the thing. Practice. You won't get good at anything unless you practice. First round draft pick sitting right next to me. What did he do every single day? Practice. See, I did that. See, I threw that in there on you.
Yeah, I see you threw that in there.
Right.
And
that's
when
that's what we do.
And if you're watching this and you're looking to try to go live, you're trying to start a podcast, you're trying to start something on social media that pertains to like information content. When Hicks says practice, what he means is you can actually practice in private, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram. You can go to those platforms and make your settings, adjust your settings to private, and go on and talk and rehearse, and you can play it back, and only you can see it.
Yeah.
So not everybody's watching it. Not everybody can see it. Just go to your settings in Facebook, go to your settings in Instagram, and make it private, and then you can record yourself and see what you look like, see what you sound like, and then go from there. But I'm always of the mindset, just push the button.
Just do it.
Just go.
Just do it.
Just go,
right.
Because you'll never. You can do a lot of preparation. You can and you should prepare, but you can over prepare and never be ready. Just go. You don't get. It's best to have on the job training.
And having kids, right? When's the best time to get married? When's the best time to have kids? Who knows?
There ain't no good time. There's no best time. You got to go.
Best time. You got to go get it done.
Make them kids, man. Make them kids. Speaking of kids, you got 2 kids. Been married for 24 years. That's awesome, man.
She hasn't kicked me out the house yet. She ain't kicked me out yet. She ain't
kicked you out yet. Where'd you meet your wife, man?
I met her at work. I met her at work. Listen, she used to work in the call center. It's a great story. I'm gonna tell it because it's a good story. She used to work in the call center.
I'm gonna give you the whole.
Oh my God! Let me make sure I get the story right.
Yeah, get the story straight.
She's not home. I don't know if she's watching. Love my wife. No, she used to work in the call center of this company that we work together.
No. You made sure you prefaced it with "love my wife."
No, wait, see, come on, lock in, brother. Lock.
You need to lock in.
She used to work in the call center. I was an engineer. I would work like 7 to 7. So I would work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I would work those type of hours in the engineering, in the data center, things like that. Saw her desk and then I would go over to her computer in the middle of the night, obviously when she was gone, and I wouldn't break her computer, but I would unplug something. I would change some settings such that it didn't work when she came in the morning and tried to log in.
So you have to. So they'd have to call. She'd have to call you to come fix it.
So she would have to call support.
Okay.
What I did was I paid off a couple of dudes in support because again I'm in engineering. So I said, hey y'all, check it. So when Jen called because her stuff don't work, y'all just let me know and I'll go over there and take care of it. And that's what I did. I did that a few times, and she started figuring out, why is he coming over here to work on my stuff? And then I said, hey, how you living? Then next thing you know, like, hey, girl, listen.
Say, how you living? How you want to be living?
I'm trying to get to know you. Next thing you know, 24 years later, here we go. Two kids, one in LA, one in Oregon, doing their thing, living life to the fullest. So
they're both in college?
Our daughter was going to UCLA. She's working right now this year down there in one of them fancy restaurants. She's seeing them high-end folks, the movie stars and stuff come into her location. But yeah, our son is at Oregon State. He's a Beaver.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I mess around. Our daughter messed around. She's making all that LA money now.
Well, you got to make a lot of money out there just to pay. Just to pay for an apartment. Lord have mercy.
Rent for her apartment is $1,000 more than my mortgage.
Get out of here, man. That's crazy. How rent
she lives with,
going up.
There's total of 3 people in her apartment. So her and 2 roommates. Okay. I'm just going to say her rent for her, I think it's 1,200 square foot apartment.
What?
is $1,000 more than my mortgage.
I'm surprised it's $1,000 for 1,100 feet, 1,200 feet.
Just saying.
That's like 2 rooms.
That's what it is. It's 2 big rooms. It's a nice spot, right? But again, it's right there by UCLA. So it's location, right? It's right there in Bel Air and right there off. Westwood. God, dog. Go ahead,
That's
girl. I see you, Joe.
that's like New York, man. New York's the
It's
same
it's,
way.
it's high. It's fancy. It's
Yeah,
fancy. But
one
she's loving
room.
it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying she's down there doing it. She's loving it. Got a car down there. She's living life, having a good time, and doing all the right things. So
And what does she do?
she is a host at this restaurant called R&D
She's the
Restaurant.
host. Okay.
Yeah, and apparently that's where again like, all of the fancy folks go in. She said she met. I'm gonna just drop names. Don Cheadle was in there the other day.
Yeah.
Diane Keaton was in there the other day. But so she hobnobbing. She over there rubbing shoulders. L.A. Bel Air. Listen, when I go down there because I haven't been to the restaurant. My wife's been there. Don't let me go to the restaurant. I'm gonna act a fool. Don't let me see
Why?
Don Cheadle in the restaurant. What's happening with your brother?
Listen, the only person that I would act like a fan if I saw him would be Tiger Woods. If I saw Tiger Woods, yeah, I'd act a little crazy. That's my dude right there. That's my dude. I've never met him before. I just want to shake his hand one day. Hopefully, some of that stuff will rub off on me, and my ball will straighten out. My ball straighten out.
Work on that slice a little bit. Work on that.
Straighten it out just a little bit. Listen, man, I see you got two. What are them two lights that back there behind you? The blue, the little skinny stem, and then you got the blue on top. What is that? What are they?
Those are my tube lights, similar to what you have. My Godox TL70s. I turned them around. Oh. So they're shining on the wall instead of directly in front now because I wanted to limit the glare. I wanted to limit the your eyes going to there, and you just see them because it's different. You just being you, I think no studio present. I think that's why you looked at it, but that's what it is. I just turned them around.
But that's sharp the way it looks like there's a blue light at the top of them, and then there's white light. I'm sure you can change the color of the white light. But it looks like it's just a skinny stem. It's just a long stem with a light at the top of it, but that's not what it is.
And hopefully what that's also doing, because again, everything is conscious, so it's pulling me out of the back just slightly enough, right? So it brings some of that separation. So I've got multiple lights located behind me as well, all my practicals and all my key lights, but those right there are really being used to bring me from the background.
No. Well, when I make it, I'm gonna change my background like your background. I'm gonna have a TV in front of it. When I believe I made it, I'm gonna put my TV in the back there like yours, so that when I'm doing my show, you can see my show behind me.
I got the show going right. I got our show going right now.
I know you got it on the side of you. I know your studio. Yeah. Well, listen, man. We've been an hour. I only do an hour. I don't do like Keith and you and Keith.
You don't do them long marathons?
When I watch you and Keith, you and Keith go like an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah, 3 hours.
I ain't doing that.
That's why I'm drinking coffee right now. I didn't know, if we was going to go for a minute.
No. We go an hour. I'm going to have you back. See, that's the way I have you back on, and we can talk some more. Actually, we're going to do something at the Super Bowl. Let's do that. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Like we did last time. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. But what I want to do this time, last time I was doing the show with Hollis. I'm going to do my show with Hollis, but I'm going to do the Fryar place as well down at the Super Bowl. But I'm going to have you as my co-host, and we'll have somebody else on. All right? We'll find somebody while we're down there, or I'll set it up, or you can set it up. Somebody that we know is going to be down there, and we'll have them come over and be at the Fryar place, on the Fryar place, with the two of us. Is that cool?
You just tell me where to go, brother. I'm gonna be. I told you, we can talk about that next time. I can. I'm gonna be there. I'm flying.
Listen, y'all. Hicks is. I'm gonna tell you what he said he's gonna do. So the rooms down, in New Orleans. The Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year. Tanya Hayes in the house. Pete Diaz, what's going on? He said, "Hi, Mr. Hicks, New Jersey brother Fryar." Yes, sir. I just came across you guys. Great listening. Listen, Brother Diaz, please go, and you too, Tanya, please go to YouTube, hit the little magnifying glass, search for the Fryar place, that's Fryar, and subscribe. Please do that. All right? Hicks, don't you have a channel too? What's the name of your channel on YouTube? Is it
James Hicks?
It's just called James Hicks?
That's it, man.
That's it.
James Hicks. That's man.
Oh,
Come
it
on, I'm
is. You know
simple,
what?
brother.
When I see it on my my subscriptions,
Yeah.
it's called James Hicks. Y'all go to James Hicks and subscribe as well. He's got some great stuff every week. But yeah, when you and Keith on, man, y'all be on for like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. No,
And we be going, boy. But at the end of the day, there's a lesson to be learned. I don't know what
Keith
it
be
is
going,
sometimes, but we learn. There's a
but
lesson.
you be pulling stuff up, and Keith just keeps going. And
Yeah.
you guys are wonderful, man. Learn a lot from y'all. But listen, we're gonna do that down in New Orleans. Tell everybody where they can find you, all your platforms. You just said where you can find you on YouTube, but tell everybody where they can find you. Listen, for those of you who may be interested in getting involved in the social media platform, in this podcasting platform, this is awesome. We're doing this. We're using Ecamm. I'm not asking you or telling you to get Ecamm, but this is why his picture's so clear. That's why my picture's so clear. That's why the audio sounds so crisp, because we have interfaces and we have the right mics and we have the right lights. And that's one of the reasons why I invited him on, because I knew that this show would be pristine in terms of the audio and the video. It's one of the best shows we've had thus far, because the stuff is right. You got Black on too, like me, man. Like we were playing this.
Got to. Come on, brother.
But tell everybody where
Contract.
they can find you, bro. Tell everybody where they can
All
find
right.
you.
All right. Listen, first, and before I say that, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the opportunity to come and share and fellowship with you and your community. I put it in the chat. Yeah. HicksNewMedia.com is the digital home where you can find everything. You can find my calendar. You can find all my social channels, and you can find everything from that end. Or you go to jameshicks.link, and it also has it's a mobile version of everything as well. And I'm always just down to have a conversation. If you got questions about deploying technology, using technology, how to do the thing. Again, I may, if I don't know the answer, I know folks who could possibly have the answer, and let's just get you right. Let's get you out of your own way, and let's make some good things happen for you.
And just tell Hicks when you reach out to him that you saw the show or mention my name, and then he'll give you a special discount.
Okay. Well, how much is that discount? Your last number though was 88. Well, I think when did I didn't get that high a discount?
Listen, I'm going to let you answer this question, because Tanya Hayes, who is a sister of mine in the church, in ministry, and at the church that I attend, and I'm one of the associate pastors there, she said Ecamm with a question mark.
Ecamm is the truth. Ecamm
So talk to Tanya a little bit. Talk to everybody about this. What you're watching right now, what you're listening to right now, what you're seeing right now, all the changes, Hicks and me, and the both of us, and if I were to play the commercials, the all of that. This is Ecamm. I'm doing this myself. I don't have an engineer in here or anything. I'm just pushing some buttons on a stream deck that's connected to the computer, that's interface that's relating to or talking to Ecamm, which is a software that I'm using. Talk to Tanya about Ecamm, because you're the expert, not me. You're the Ecamm expert.
No worries.
And you got a free subscription and all that kind of stuff.
See, there you go again. Hold on, man. Watch out.
That's because you connected to the owners.
You know
Doc.
you're recording right now. You know
yeah,
you're live.
that's right.
Yeah,
I don't have a free subscription. They can give me a free subscription.
Man,
I'll
you're
talk
just
about
getting all
Ecamm.
my business out there.
But I can't talk about Ecamm. No, that's good. That's because you're one of the originals, aren't you? Weren't you with them when they first?
Pretty close.
This platform pretty close.
I'm early on. I've been supporting and advocating for the team for a long time. So Ecamm is a Mac-centric installable application. It's actually an application that you install on your Mac devices. It's only Mac, and it will always be Mac. So as opposed to some of the other ones that are web-based and browser-based, this one you actually install on your system, and it allows you to multi-stream to all of your social platforms. So you can go live to 1 up to 10, up to however many social platforms that you have. You can control the show. You can design the show. You can control scenes, overlays, comments, pull in comments from all those different disparate networks as well. So like Irv is going to Facebook, YouTube, wherever the case else, and he's pulling all those comments into this to the show for engagement as well. So it allows you to do all of the things from a direction and a production perspective. It is directly installed on a Mac device, and it takes a little bit to get used to. But again, it's one of those things. And once you get in, you practice, you start pushing the buttons, and you figure out how to do the thing. Then it becomes intuitive to you. So it's not a steep learning curve. There is a learning curve, but it is arguably the best platform out there for creating your own digital footprint. There are others out there that are pretty good as well, but flexibility and capability wise, I'm sorry, Ecamm is just the way to go. It is. So.
And listen, I was introduced to Ecamm by, we talked about, or we mentioned his name earlier, my brother and James's brother, Keith Pelzer. I was introduced to Ecamm by him, and he came to my house one night and just sat with me for, it was probably a couple of hours. And in that couple of hours, he just showed me just the basics. And y'all listen, if I can do this, trust me, you can, anybody can do this. If I can do this, I'm not technologically sound. I've never done this kind of stuff before. Yeah, I figured out, for the most part, I figured out. I watch YouTube. I watch people like Hicks, watch people like Keith, and the people who are using Ecamm. I watch some of the videos, and based on what it is I want to do and the vision that I have, I'll take what they say and I'll do it. Yep, it's trial and error. I'll get some stuff that's wrong. There's been times something wasn't working, and I didn't know how to fix it. So I started unplugging everything. Boom, 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 unplugging. Listen, one time I had bought two, because I got like 8 cameras in my studio. So I bought these two A5100s, brand new, and they were working. One was showing, I had one up on a bookshelf and one behind me, and they were working for like a week. And then all of a sudden they stopped working. I'm like, oh, these jokers, they beat me. So I'm thinking they're bad cameras. So I start tearing stuff apart. I mean, I took the whole doggone studio apart, when all that happened was the CASA, because it wasn't coming on when I say I have all my stuff connected to, oh gosh, electronic.
Yeah, don't say it, because you mess around and you turn all your lights off.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say what I said. I have all my stuff connected to Alexa. So when I told Alexa to turn it on, it didn't come on. But I had Alexa connected to one of those CASA plugs, because CASA marries to Alexa in the Wi-Fi. And it had turned off. That's all. It just had turned off. But I took everything apart, all the wires and everything, man, and got new cords and put new cords in and all this kind of stuff.
Lord have mercy.
All it was. But you learn. You learn by trial and error. So if something were to ever happen like that again, no, I wouldn't start buying new cords and thinking it was this, thinking it was that. I'll start at the foundation where it turns on and turns off, and see. That's all it was that the CASA plug had turned off. All I had to do was push the button and turn it back on. I spent
That's how you learn, though.
I spent money on new cords, man. I took the whole studio. I got a lot of stuff in the studio. I took the whole studio. I got 25-foot cords in here running around the walls and stuff. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy what I did.
Lord, we appreciate you for keeping the economy going, brother, by buying all that extra stuff too. Right?
And it's in the closet right now too. I ain't went nowhere. But yeah, Ecamm is the bomb, y'all. For those of you who are thinking about being in this space, that's what we use, and that's how we roll. Because for true, it's for true. If I can say it like that it's for true.
There you go. Make it plain, Pastor. Make it plain.
Yeah, it's for true. Mike, I'm going to give you this here, because Mike Diaz says, like the tips you guys shared. Thanks for the tips. I have a small YouTube channel called Hummer Time. And because of your encouragement, I will concentrate more on it. We have to check you out, Hummer Time. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I don't know what platform you're using, Pete, but hit me up or hit James up, and if there's something that we can share with you or some information we can give to you, maybe even Ecamm. Ravens Talk with Yolanda says, yes, I love Ecamm. Are you on Ecamm? Are you using Ecamm Ravens Talk with Yolanda or Yolanda?
Yolanda, the truth. Now she know. We did get him though. Okay, I'm gonna talk about
So
it.
you know who Yolanda is?
Yeah, listen. Well, that's Baltimore. That's them Ravens.
I
And
know
my
she said
Steelers got
Ravens
it
Talk with
last
Yolanda.
year.
Yeah,
I mean,
she
not
said
last year,
Ravens.
last week.
Okay.
Don't talk about the game last night. I don't want. I do not want to talk about them
Who?
Browns beating my Steelers, but I do want to talk about we
You a
got Baltimore
Pittsburgh
last
fan?
week.
Y'all got smoke. Not smoke,
Yeah,
but
you see,
y'all
okay,
were in your
we done.
own
Yeah, we
stadium
done.
in the
Jameis
snow.
Winston beat us. Lord
Yeah.
have mercy. Bless
Yeah.
his heart.
Yeah. That
God,
was nah. That was not good.
it was not good.
I
Not
picked
good.
Pittsburgh to win that game too. Yeah.
Everybody did. Man, didn't nobody have that. Okay, I'm gonna leave
But
that.
listen, Jameis Winston beat the Ravens and he beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jameis
Jameis
Winston's
Winston
on a
is
roll.
sleeping on Jameis. All he wanted some crab legs and a W. That's all you
Jameis
know.
Winston, he's rolling, man. He's hot. Thank you. Going to pass this on to Brandon Hargrove for our podcast. What podcast are you doing, Tanya? What podcast? Is it going to be a church podcast? Tanya's in our church. But anyway, bro, thank you. I'm gonna get out of here because I got to go on and do my my birds insight with Irving on Instagram here after we finish here for a minute.
So do you think, brother? I appreciate you again, man. This has been awesome, man.
No, I appreciate you. And when is Ecamm going to marry up with Opus? Is it already done?
Oh, okay. Some breaking news there, because you saw I had Opus on my show the other day. So
yeah, you told me that they're partnering with Opus, or we'll be able to have access to Opus on Ecamm.
Yeah, we broke that news. What was it? I think it was Wednesday. We broke that news. The technology and the build is done, so folks using Ecamm will be able to use Opus Clip to actually directly one push and actually start creating micro content from the long form content. Essentially, that's what. As soon as we get done with this, I'm gonna pull this into Opus, and we're gonna be all over the internet in about 30 minutes.
Okay,
but that integration is going to be directly in Ecamm as well.
You gonna send me some?
I'll send you.
Is it happening now? Can I do the same thing?
No, it'll probably be in the next beta build, and don't quote me on this, but I believe it's going to be in the next beta build at the early part of December, before that gets rolled out. But the build, the technology piece, Ken and Glenn, the designers and the engineers and the founders of Ecamm have already made it all happen, and Opus has already been integrated. It's just needs to be rolled out to the beta team first.
Man, that's awesome, bro.
That's that right there. Again, just that right there, getting out of your own way, efficiency, being able to scale, going from a 60-minute session and then boom, one click, send it in an Opus, and then it cuts it up into 20, 30, 60, 90-second clips.
Right. That you can just use on your social media. This is Ecamm, y'all. This is what we're talking about here. And the value of this is unlimited. The value is unlimited. I believe I pay, was it $59 a month for Ecamm? And they continue. That was 2 years ago when I started with Ecamm. And they've added so many more features. I mean, features that you can use with Zoom. So many more features that they've added, and the price has never gone up. They've never increased the price, but they continue to increase the value of the product. And Ecamm is it's unlimited what you can do. I mean, I was doing, some of the videos I was making, I was doing my editing and stuff in Ecamm. I wasn't using editing software. I was using Ecamm to edit my videos. I put a clip in one scene, put another clip in another scene, and change the transitions a little bit, and then record it and make it go from one scene to the next, and then put it all together in one, and then throw some music on top of it. I was doing my editing in Ecamm.
What was crazy, think about this. You have, and I know you got to go, but I'm going to be cognizant of your time. But we haven't even talked about the integration with Zoom.
Right. No, that's right.
The fact that Zoom is also built into Ecamm. You don't have to have a separate Zoom instance. It's actually built in, and you can bring Zoom meeting participants into your live session as well.
Yep.
No excuses, folks.
And
future is here. Time to get it done.
And use whatever presentations you have in terms of not just video, but the PowerPoints and all. You can use that in the Zoom app that's connected with Ecamm and Stream Deck. It's unlimited. It's just you never. And I probably abuse and misuse Ecamm because I don't even know half of what Ecamm can do. It can do so much more than what I'm aware of. So many more things. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Well, thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
I'll holler back at you. Love you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I love you
Y'all,
too, man.
is-
I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna be watching you while you're doing your
Wait, you
Eagles
going
show.
to the gym? It's late.
Listen,
What time is it?
it's squat day. And we're gonna be on the rack today. I got to keep up with my son. So
I did squats this morning. We're supposed to work out in the morning, though, man.
No, I can't do
I
that.
don't know how you do that. You can work out in the afternoon or the evening?
Yeah, I'm gonna go if I don't go now, I'll normally go about 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, man, that's crazy. I can't do that.
That's what
How
I
you
do.
do that?
See, I go when I go with all the kids. I go like all the college and the
understand.
high school folks. I go and I go
Yeah,
there
but if
when
you go
when it's
5
just,
o'clock in the morning, they're not there.
See, no, can't
They're
do
not there at 5, 6 in the morning either.
it. Too cold. It's too cold.
That's you in California. It's too cold.
It's too cold.
Look at him. He's serious, too.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Too cold. It's not cold. Man, you going. That's the time to do it. First thing in the
Not gonna
morning.
do it. Not gonna do it.
Set you off. Your body hums all day long.
I guess I'm gonna be squeaking. I ain't gonna be humming then because
If I go work out at night, man, I'll never go to sleep. But we just work different. All right, bro, go do your thing.
I am. I'm gonna go do my thing. I dog. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you guys
All right,
as
bro.
well for joining in. It's a great. I'll let you, man.
Love you, bro. Appreciate it.
You too,
All
brother.
right. Yep. Peace. All right, y'all. Oh, Tanya, yes. Ecamm is Mac only. Yep. Ecamm is Mac only. That was one of the first questions that Keith Pelzer asked me, obviously, when he was introducing me to Ecamm was, did I have a Mac? And I did, yeah. I don't have the Mac. I didn't have the Mac then that I do now. I think I was working with a Mac Air laptop when I first started. I have a studio now, not a studio, but a Mac Mini underneath my desk now. James Hicks in the house. He said, peace. Ravens Talk. Shout out to you, Ravens Talk. Shout out to you. Thank you, Keenan Harmon. That's what I had. That's why I had him on. I believe there are some people who, I constantly run into people who are very interested in, getting involved, whether it's with social media and trying to make sure they post quality content. When I say quality content, I mean quality audio, quality video, so that things look and sound the right way, or the way at least they want them to look and sound. And understand this, on social media, people will listen to what they see. So because people, when they're scrolling through social media, they have that little horn, has a line through it, an X through it, because the volume is off. And then when they see something that catches their eye, then they poke that horn, they tap that horn so they can hear what it's saying. So your quality in terms of your video has to be straight. It can't be all gritty and looking crazy. You got to post and you have to present quality video as well as audio. Pete Diaz, shout out to you, my brother. Tanya Florence, shout out to you. SP, smash that like button. Yeah, I hear you. Smash the like button. There you go. Let me see if we can throw it in there. Yep. Y'all like and share and subscribe. You've been commenting. Appreciate it. Ravens Talk with Yolanda in the house. Shout out to you. Y'all don't go anywhere. I got to play another commercial here. All right. Real quick. And then I'm come back and say bye to y'all. But let me do this real quick. Check it out. All right, y'all. Listen, Stonefish Structures. Stonefish Structures is a 49-year-old family business. Stonefish Structures is a storage shed and garage company located in the heart of the Amish country. Yes, they ship structures nationwide. You can check them out on mysheds.com. They strive to be the undisputed choice of modular garages. I see you all. Yeah, modular garages, sheds, and outdoor living products in the United States while furthering the kingdom of God. That's why I'm connected to them. They're connected to me because we're on the same path, moving in the same direction. Stonefish Structures is known for their fast delivery, great quality, and great client service. So if you're looking for a garage or a shed or any kind of outdoor living product, Stonefish Structures is the way to go. You can check them out. You can find them on mysheds.com. That's mysheds with an S .com. Also, any purchase that you make, if you mention the Fryar Place or you mention Irving Fryar or you mention this podcast, get 10% off. Stonefish Structures, mysheds.com. So listen, shout out to everybody. I'm glad this was, I went to RV class of 77, Juan Pete Diaz. Okay, I see you, Pete. Throw that up there real quick. Listen, I'm glad this was informative to all of you. That actually was my plan for this to be informative because James Hicks is a great resource when it comes to this platform. I am able to do what I do at the level that I'm doing it, whether it's quality of sound, whether it's quality in picture, the video. James Hicks is behind me, along with Keith Pelzer as well. But James Hicks is a big part of the Fryar Place. When you see the intro and the outro and the songs and the music and things like that that I do, James Hicks, his fingerprints are all over it. Keenan Harmon, thank you. He said, Irvs, your shows and your drip are the same, always on point. Gotta go Birds, man. Go Birds. Go Birds. Check me out. I'm getting ready to go on the Instagram here in about 10, 15 minutes and do my Birds Insight with Irving on IG. Y'all check me out. James Duckett, Iron Sharpens Irons. Yeah, Ravens Talk with Yolanda, Keenan Harmon, Tanya Hayes, Pete Diaz. Let me see who else. Tanya, Florence. Awesome show, she said. SP, smash that like button. Again, bam, smash that like button. Thank you, SP. Ravens Talk with Yolanda. Who else is in the house? Shout out to Ashley Brooks. I don't know if you're still watching or you're still with us, Ashley, but like, share, subscribe. Wanda Cunningham, what's going on? Keenan Harmon, Hope Wiley, Kevin Cox, good to see you, my brother. I can see what's on my parents' phone without actually needing to be in the room because I can do the spotlight search and then walk them through menus and settings because all iPhones are iPhones. Yes, they are, Kevin Fox. Shout out to you, brother. Hope Wiley, shout out. Vincent Capriati in the house. Billy Bell. DJ Strict, I don't know if you're still around, brother, but thank you for gracing us with your presence for a moment or two. Florence, Scott Teller, salute to you too, my brother. And I believe that's it. So y'all, we're out of here. I'm getting ready to go over to, Instagram and do my Birds Insight with Irving on IG. Give me about 15 minutes and I'll be on, take care of that. But until then, listen, next week, it's Black Friday. I'll be on. It'll be just me. I'll be conversing with all of you. I'm going to give you some Black history moments on that particular day of the year. All right. And then we're going to talk about Thanksgiving and what we did during Thanksgiving and what we're thankful for. Amen. Amen. And then we're going to talk about what you bought on Black Friday, how much money you spent on Black Friday, because everybody spends money, or people try to spend money, because supposedly Black Friday is a big sale day. So we spend money for Christmas on Black Friday. I guess that's what I've been told. I ain't spending no money. Anyway, y'all, Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, because you reap what you sow. We'll see you next week here at the Fryar Place where the conversations are fire. I'm Irving Fryar, your host. God bless you. God keep you. We're out. Peace.